People who like give people
it's a
using
good
Windows
attitude, so.
kind of are assholes. So.
See, you can't be racist towards me because I use both. I have Windows and I have a computer downstairs that's running Linux for my Minecraft servers. So
I mean,
why does Spy sound like that?
To both worlds.
Wait, why does Spy sound like that?
Who? What?
I'm glad the first word you heard me say when you came in was
jam on fries is delicious.
All I ask is why does
that's just
Spy sound like that?
Why do I sound like what? Is it
like you're speaking in front of a fan?
You're lagging.
Wait, no, it's not Spy. It's Wobbler.
It's not Wobbler.
It is.
What the hell?
No.
Hello, is this thing on?
Wait, no, say something.
It might be me. I do have a fan on me.
No, it's not you. It's Spy. I don't know why Spy is my side of the It sounds like you're speaking in front of a fan.
Do you have your computer hooked up via Ethernet or Wi-Fi
She's on
from
an
3
iPad.
houses away?
I'm on a computer.
Oh, you're on a computer. Okay, I thought you were on an iPad.
I have you guys Discord on my phone though. So.
Okay, I don't know.
Why don't you just use Discord on your computer?
Because I was trying the computer too much and having more potato-ness, and I need to buy
the fucking mood.
What I do know is
you need to save up like $200 to buy some better components. Black Friday's going up on a new egg. It's all amazing.
What I do know is y'all have
having
one
Black Friday
day in Yosev before the caravan leaves. So what would y'all like to do?
The fuck happened?
I already told
Where we last left off, y'all spent the night at the circus.
There was a circus?
It was your circus!
Was it my circus?
Yes!
I don't remember.
It was. Everybody was enjoying themselves, and then Deltac pissed everybody off.
Yeah, everyone was enjoying themselves, and Deltac went, "You cheaters!" at the illusionists.
I don't remember none of this.
Oh my lord!
How high were you? God.
What happened?
I don't even know at this point. But y'all basically have one night in Yosev before the caravan leaves. It is a major.
Wait, I'm curious.
Yes.
What is the last thing you remember then?
I have a faint memory of rat costumes.
That was the beginning of that session.
That's all I remember.
Yeah, that was the beginning of that session because y'all found the merchant with a capital M, and then
and had the desire to kill him. I remember.
Well, no one had the desire to kill him. Lasellin had a desire to not hear the shopkeep. God damn it! Not hear the shopkeeper's music. So he slammed the door right as he was offering various rat-sized costumes to Jixie, causing the shop and the merchant with a capital M to disappear.
Damn, that's tough.
See, that was
right. I still have my slashed book of slashing whatever or cleaving that I bought.
You have half a book of something?
Yes.
Yeah. The cleave book of cleaving.
You have the cleft book of cleaving.
I'm gonna read it.
It is very, very difficult to read considering you are missing half of it. Ray, I need my hat. Sorry.
Listen, he's just not good at improv. See, if you were, you could read it no problem.
It is Wobbler. Wobbler is the one that sounds like he has a fan in front of his neck.
What the hell? I literally.
It's you.
Do I sound like a robot to anyone else?
No.
No.
I don't know, but for me, it sounds like you have a whole fan in front of your face, like.
What?
Sounds like a you problem.
Hang on. Now I'm curious. Hang on, give me 2 seconds.
Alrighty.
There we go. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, I turned off all 3 fans in my room. Do I still sound like there's a fan in front of me?
Normal now.
You do sound
bullshit.
What kind of hypersonic hearing does Jixie have?
Just gaslighting you. Jixie is just gaslighting you.
No.
Okay, this is what I have to say. I can hear people swap weapons in Apex.
Oh, wow.
I haven't touched Apex in a while.
I haven't either. They
Neither has their
something about the
developers.
matchmaking. Yeah, not for real though.
But that's not the point. The point is y'all are in Yusef.
I am in Yusef. Who's Yusef?
He doesn't even remember the murder stabbings we did. All right.
Yusef is a major border town between Riberia and Selenos.
Actually, if I recall correctly, we wanted to murder 3 midgets in a trench coat. But
that was just you. I think it was more. It was more of an ironic sense of murder, because of the pun that they were.
Wait, was it my 3 midgets?
It was Can, Non, and Ball, the goblin human cannonball.
No, right. Okay, where's my sneak attack dice?
Yes, I remember implementing them, but I didn't think they were gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
Did they die? Are they still alive?
Oh, they're still alive. Last I checked.
That's like saying that's not very.
The only thing that died in the circus was our sanity, so everything's cool.
Oh, that stuff was still alive for you? Damn, that's crazy.
I would like to do a thing in Yusef. I would like to search out a particularly magical, crafty section.
Okay.
Basically, I want to find Yusef's version of the auto gnome from Celestine.
Yeah, that's not going to be very difficult, especially considering the fact that being a border town between the techno-arcane superpower and the pure arcane superpower, there's a lot. So it is not difficult to find an Amazon warehouse, effectively, is what you found last time.
The infinite IKEA.
Almost.
Oh no, I don't like SCPs.
I'm pretty sure there's an SCP about that.
That's literally
that's what it's called.
Yeah, it's the infinite IKEA, but that's a story for another day. So look,
infinite IKEA.
Yeah, it doesn't take you very long at all to find a merchant shop that sells magical items. Very long, relatively speaking. This is still a pretty decent sized city. I got notes. Let me pull up my notes. I got notes. Let me pull up my notes page about Yusef real quick. Load it up. From machine. Let's see. There we go. Yusef. Let's see. A population of just under 20,000.
God damn it, lady! Why didn't you hide the cookies?
So
no, you're not.
It's about a quarter of the size of Celestine. So yeah, do with that information what you will. But yeah, you do find a you actually find another auto gnome running another similarly designed shop.
Oh, perfect. If I find that I'm like going straight for that because that other auto gnome was particularly helpful.
Yes. Let me see here. Oop, there.
I don't know how to count. Okay, man, that's how you count, man. You guys speak somewhere else? No, we cannot go nowhere else.
Greetings. How can I help you today?
Oh, just the person? I'm sorry, I'm not sure of vernacular, but I've been looking for something or someone that can inscribe something into a magical item. I do it myself, but carpentry and magical items don't exactly mix.
Okay. Let me make sure I heard that correctly. You are looking for someone who is skilled in runecraft. Is this correct?
I guess. Sure. Yes. Put some squiggly lines into my bow. That is all I want.
Understood.
Specific squiggly lines. I should clarify. I don't want you to just scribble on it with a chisel into my bow. Just words, but not in the common script. Yes, runes.
Understood. Unfortunately, we do not offer an inscribing service. I can, however, direct you to one of our competitors who does offer that service, if you would please.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. And basically, he takes out a little piece of paper, which is like a little city map, and he circles the shop nearby, like it's like 2 blocks away, that he says will have someone who can inscribe rune crafting. Unfortunately, all they do is sell items; they don't enchant them.
Mm-hmm. Not a problem. I'll thank him and head over to that shop instead.
Alrighty. So heading over to this shop. This shop is run by a rather stout dwarf. Full beard that like when I say full beard, I mean this beard goes down to the dwarf's belly and surprisingly well kept. The shop itself, there's a lot of armor and shielding, which has like based like rune script, and even just looking at it, you can tell that it's well made and very likely to be enchanted pieces of gear. He notices you as you come into the building. Good afternoon, young fella. What can I do for you today? What name do I want to give this man?
Scrinkle Dumbledore.
He's not Sprinkle Dumbledore.
What about Shrek?
Why the fuck not? The name's Shrek.
Well,
Gets
I am
copyrighted.
here to
I
request a
can-
service I've been told you can provide. I would also request maybe you take the volume down and maybe like 20%. My ears have just been blown up by a circus. I'm feeling a little sensitive.
Oh, apologies. Yes. Well, if it comes to specific services that I can provide, I specialize in engravings and enchantings of armor and weaponry, and jewelry as well.
Perfect. Well, in that case, I'll present the wooden short bow that I picked up last session.
Yes, the +1 short bow.
Yep. And then I will show him the back of my little shit badge that has the inscription in Elven in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like something like this inscription, but on my bow. Now, this is my name, so I don't want my name on it. I want a specific wording, but something like that. I presume you can provide.
That's not difficult at all. If it's a language I know, that'll make it easier. If not, I can. Oh, Tente, thanks for the bit. If it's not a language I know, I can get a dictionary. It may just take a little bit longer. What word and what language would you like engraved into this bow?
Well, I mean, it's Sylvan, but it uses the same alphabet as Elvish, and I can just write down what I would like you to inscribe. It's just, I would do it myself,
It's
but,
faster.
Yes.
So yes, what would be the word of your choice?
Let's find where I wrote this before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, Sylvan, but it would be Grasabikar. So, it's a Sylvan again, Elvish, but I'll write it down for you. No need to dictionary.
He nods in appreciation. Let's see. Take the amount of syllables. Let's see here. Yeah, I can do this for like 5 silver.
Oh, perfect. Yes, more than happy.
Yes, well, it's not enchanting any arcanum into it. It's just writing down some words. That's easy. I could honestly, you just wrote it down. You got 20 minutes. I can have it ready for you by then.
Not a problem.
All right. He takes your 5 silver, takes the bow, goes into the back. You can hear the faint etching of the wood as it starts to peel away. As he takes a little chisel, just sands off the opening that was created by the words in there, and it literally. Yo, Wobbler, thank you for the 10K.
For the upcoming DreamWorks lawsuit.
Indeed.
Wait, did you say Wobbler? Thank you for the 10K.
No, he put 10 bits into my stream, and I appreciate that.
Wow,
10?
I'm still better because I sent 69 bits.
You should recheck that amount, my man.
No, I said 10K bits, right?
Oh,
Or
No,
1K
no,
bits.
it
it was
is
1K.
1K.
1,000
Yeah, it's 10 hundreds. Anyways,
Yeah,
for the upcoming
Yeah.
DreamWorks lawsuit.
but yeah, he hands you the bow back after a little bit of time. It's been smoothed over. It's very clean work. It looks honestly as though it looks as though the skill would have been made by an elf themselves.
Well, I have to give you a compliment and perhaps even a tip for that, because even my own ancestors might not excel so well at crafting something so beautiful. Well, tell you what, a gold for your trouble.
Oh, your generosity exceeds my expectations. If you should need anything else next time you pass by, be more than happy to help you out.
Thank you again.
All right.
Ow.
Anything else anyone else would like to do while they're here?
I would like to look for a pebble.
A pebble.
The quest continues.
Yes. Well, it would not be too terribly difficult to find a pebble, especially considering how many roads go through Yusef. You find it doesn't take very much time at all. You find a Yusef pebble. Just add to your collection. It's not particularly like polished. It's a rough pebble.
You can cut your fingers on said.
It's not sharp. It's rough.
And it can still cut you.
For skipping,
I'm
though?
assuming.
It is not a skipping
I
pebble.
finished the other thing.
Darn.
You were saying something, Tente?
I'm assuming I managed to finish the stuff I talked with you about yesterday. At least from yesterday, I did.
Honestly, you could
have
had that done already. And just gotten the resources for it, like from the caravan themselves.
Well, I added the stuff to my inventory. You can take a look.
Mm-hmm. I believe you. Anyone else want to do anything?
I want to get more apple juice.
You want to get more apple juice? That's not very difficult at all.
I want to get a canister of apple juice.
You want to get a what?
You know how we did the metal containment whenever the boat ride? I want another metal containment of apple juice.
You want another keg
metal
of apple
barrel.
Juice?
Yes.
Barrel, keg?
Apple juice, the red.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever it's called. Some one.
Not very difficult. A barrel of apple juice or like a keg of apple juice would probably run you about 10 gold here.
I give you 10 gold for apple juice.
Okay, you can find it from like one of the general merchants. Again, there is a lot of freight that passes through here.
Alright, I get my apple juice.
嗯哼
and I go towards the rug and say, "I got apple juice."
He is absorbed into trying to decipher the book of cleaving. Just looking at it from all angles.
Maybe some appy juice will help you solve this.
It looks to you like half the
of
book is
mystery.
missing.
Okay, give me a second. I will try something stupid that won't work, but might as well.
Wait, is the book cut like the book is closed and it's cut in half, or is it open and it's cut in half?
Closed,
That's
cut
a
in half.
Good question.
Okay,
So he has
but
the half
horizontally
of
or
the book
vertically?
that has the spine on it. And he's got like half the rear cover, half the front cover, half of all the pages. Mending does not work in the slightest.
I knew it.
Attempt was made. Maybe you just add words that you think good, but with a half sentence.
Just read what is there of the book and then try to reconstruct it.
Would anyone else like to do anything in their day?
Half-ass
it. Just real quick, to check, we are currently in the evening after the arriving, but we still have like all of tomorrow, right, or most of tomorrow before we set off, right?
We're in the second. We're in the day.
It's nighttime.
Like the big.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I do have something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because basically the night went to the circus, and then we went into like y'all would have rested, and then we're in basically your day off in Yosef.
Okay.
Did they see that Diego? Was Diego said? Let's see. Was he mentioned? Was Diego mentioned? Yes, no.
Who the fuck is
Diego the lion?
Right. Sorry, brain farted for a moment. I figured he was part of the circus, but I didn't have the circus page pulled up. Yeah.
I think Diego the lion was just a random ass name. I told you at the last second.
No, it is. It's there.
Diego was mentioned.
Was he already introduced? If so, I would like to spend my last time introducing my rats to Diego.
Including the rats that are. You only have 2 rats with you, because there's a third rat that is currently on expedition.
The one rat that is, the one rat.
Okay.
Because the other rat is still in hiding. I'm can they stop doing? I don't want to move this. Stop it. Okay. The one that was next to the cleric, I would like to introduce. I think it was Shredder, and I don't remember what Shredder it was.
That's fair.
It was either red or yellow. It was one of the two.
Yellow. I think blue.
This is why
with the other guys. Yellow's with me, and
you know what? You have Splinter, because Shredder and Yellow is just Splinter. Oreo's off in Narnia, and Shredder is in hiding. Original Shredder is in hiding next to us, because the color numbers. I'm just gonna get confused.
Okay.
Yes, it looks better whenever it's on the map because of the color.
The Shredder color.
Right now,
the Shredders in color palette is mostly just for combat purposes, since they all have the same token.
All right, so Splinter. Splinter. I'm gonna show Splinter to Diego.
Okay.
The naked rat to the lion.
Well.
Oh man, you're still dying.
It's just a cough. I'm fine other than that. However, I will say this.
You say that now.
I say that because this is normal. What was I gonna say? You threw me off my groove.
No, yeah.
I'm sorry, but you've thrown off the
success.
Groove. So Diego, having been raised by the beast tamer of the circus, he plays well with other animals. So he's just like playing with the rat with his little with his beans, his toes. He's playing with the rat.
Yeesh. Now, Splinter, ride Diego into tomorrow. That's something.
Splinter
That is something that
sits on Diego's head, and just with a squeak of just triumphant like warring intent, Diego gets up on his rear foreleg and lets out a majestic roar. It is a sight to behold.
Hopefully Peaches is not around. She will freaking murder me.
All right. So we've got someone who went and got their bow touched up. We've got someone who went and played with other animals. We've got someone who went and tried to read half of a book, and then I don't know if anything else is
And
happening.
collected a pebble.
And a very important, collected a pebble.
Once I've got my bow inscribed, I will go and pester Valdan and Kevin to accompany me somewhere.
Bitchin', where are we going?
This might be important. Well, I had the idea. You realize when last night we came through and all of the caravans got inspected, my thinking is the people we are chasing down that are currently ahead of us came through Ysev, surely, and they would also have been inspected. On the slightest chance that those inspections might have uncovered something that might be of interest to us, we should try and figure out if they did. Now we can see if we can find somewhere in the city that these inspectors have an office or something, and then we go from there, find out if that exists, and if it does, we can try and think about then whether or not we might be able to come up with an excuse as to why they should tell us what this caravan that came through a week ago or whatever had in its stocks. Perhaps we can, I don't know, flash some, yes, we're with the Harpers sort of shit. In fact, we do have a Harper member with us, but I don't want to abuse his power.
Okay.
Sounds like a reasonable enough plan.
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty. So when you all arrived, and like the caravan would have, all the caravans would have gone to a central area outside of Ysev, just off the main road, and by just off, I mean like basically like a truck stop off the road. And it's more of an American thing. I don't know if they have those up in Europe. It's basically kind of like a gas station off the road kind of deal. That kind of area where the basically everyone who's in charge of specific sections of the caravan would have gone. It's safe to assume that's where an office for that place would have been, or like an inspector's office would be.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know whether it was tied into like a local government thing. I thought they may have like a council office that's going to be a pain in the ass. But no, if we're confident that'll be some sort of office, we'll head straight there.
So the office is when you approach, it actually has the sigils of both Solanas, which I know what it is. I just gotta remember why I decided to make it. I've got another notes page for that, I think. Let's see here. So yeah, you've got two. It's kind of like a side office building. It has two different national sigils on it. The sigil for Solanas, which is a 5-point star that has it's a hollow 5-point star, and in the middle of it is a combination of the sigil of Sol and Luna. And then for the other sigil is the sigil of Riberia, which let's see. Trying to remember what I don't have a sigil for that one off the top of my head, unfortunately. So I'll let you know what that looks like later on. But basically, it seems to be run by basically both nations in sort of a joint effort to prevent the trade of illicit goods.
So it's very official looking.
It is an official location, yes.
Okay. Right. Well, I did hope maybe we could do a bit of skullduggery and that might get us some information, but seeing that it's attached to two major nations, I would rather not go to jail again. So, I think we have to do this the right way, so to speak. Valdan, I don't suppose your political connections could get us anywhere.
Well, I can certainly try, but no promises. And I feel like that would possibly be the perfect opportunity for this shitty thing.
Position of privilege.
I mean,
Okay.
sure, it can probably be bent in a way where that could be useful, right?
I will keep that information in mind with the upcoming interactions.
The only other thought I had is perhaps Mr. Amofel, the guy we rescued who was secretly a harper,
Kerfuffle, right.
was left with like nothing, right? So he didn't have like a harper symbol on him.
Yeah, the tattoo.
That is correct. And he had a tattoo, but that was literally it.
The only other thought I had is perhaps we are we're not harpers, but we're in association with them. We could try and blag our way into making these people think we're with the harpers, and then that's the reason they should give us some information. If you give me a little while, I could maybe carve a little harper symbol. I'll use Mr. Amethel's tattoo, and I can get it looking all official, and then, we can flash a harper badge, I suppose.
We could
it's a
also
toss between.
do something else. I just need to buy some spell components. I need an empty paper, and we could technically do this. I don't know why I did it 2 times, and just magically try to forge an official-looking document. I mean, it is a potent illusion, so might be able to help.
Valdan, you're an absolute genius. Let's go buy some spell components.
Well, what is it that we need? Lead-based ink.
Considering
unfortunately, due to prior...
Considering how close this considering this is a basically a joint city with Barbaria, it's not difficult to find it. You could find your 10 gold worth of lead-based ink pretty easily. They'll just cost you 10 gold.
I am out of gold and is gonna buy 100 gold worth by offering up a platinum. Because what I did is kind of fucking expensive.
True. You could. There is a bank in Ysev. You could break down your money however you please here.
Yeah, just gonna buy 100 gold worth for like 10 uses.
That also works. So you now have 100 gold worth of lead-based ink.
Yay. Well, guess it's time to brainstorm. The fuck are we gonna write?
Well, we need someone within the Harpers that I suppose a lot of people might know as being a Harper to sign off on this thing, but I suppose it more relies on your forgery skills. And I don't know who that Harper might be.
By the way, just for reference,
could just
Tensei,
go with
it's the ink is split into 10 bottles.
Couldn't hear you cut off there.
Just for inventory's sake, it's 10 bottles worth of ink.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
It's fine. What was the name of the half-elf we met and rescued?
Oh, Mr. Ammerfell.
Yes, Earthbender. That guy.
I don't know that Mr. Ammerfell would quite be the guy we're looking for, or the authority we're looking for, but maybe we could ask him if there's like a particular powerful Harper agent that we could masquerade and borrow their authority. I don't know.
DM, Valdan is a well-traveled man. What kind of check would it be to see if he remembers, like, snatching up some information or getting into any sort of Harper circles prior to that, just knowing some names and stuff? Just kind of like bluff his way through this making.
Not in particular. I mean, roll me a history check.
Oh boy. History. 21.
Okay. Well, the Harpers are very much so a very secretive band of individuals, similar to the Thieves Guild that you grew up with. They are a little bit more of a publicly acceptable organization, but they're still very, very little known. And in regards to their personage, you would not really know or have come into contact with any members of the Harper organization prior to this.
No, I'm stumped on it. I think we need to pull our Harper friend aside, just get a bit of information from him, just to be safe.
Yes, that's fine. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to help, given how much we've helped him. Well, I'll lead these two to Mr. Ammerfell, who I've kept part of the caravan that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
And while Valdan talks to him, I'm writing a message that we might write.
Okay.
So take it away,
What?
elf boy.
Bold if you assume Valdan with his negative charisma should talk to people. He steps aside and lets the barbarian do the talking.
Okay, I'll slap you with an enhanceability, Eagle Splendor, so you can have advantage on charisma checks.
Hey, that'll do. What am I saying though? I don't. Y'all have
Just
been
see if he
bouncing
knows
back and
anybody.
forth through plans, and I'm just confused.
If he knows anybody, or how we might go about masquerading the Harper Authority in a letter. If there's any person, I guess, would be best.
I'm assuming Kevin wouldn't know anyone, right? He wouldn't have any information about any of that. Just as himself.
Not really, no.
All
You
right.
often did your own investigation work. You didn't get many opportunities to get involved with the Harpers. Mostly
Gotcha.
mostly surface level stuff, not you haven't
See, like, you
dug
guys have been
deep yet.
talking about the Harpers so much. What is the Harpers? Because I don't quite understand what that is.
They're like a semi-underground spy network that, but they're like good spies. They're not like
The Black Network, just nice and righteous and stuff like that.
So they're like Robin Hoods, gotcha.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to these. So what is the full plan now that we, I guess, have one? Because I swear to God, you guys had like 7
Try to
different
get
ideas.
some information about Resimir through whatever or whoever inspected their caravan before.
Okay.
So we're going to go to the check-in
Inspection,
station.
and we're gonna
We're
be
gonna
like,
see-
hey, there was this weird caravan. You guys have
Yes.
any information on if they had any contraband, et cetera, et cetera?
Yes,
Yeah, but before
we do
that, we need some
we need to ask Mr.
official
Ammerfell if he knows
documents, not ever just some smugs.
Yes. So we need Mr. Ammerfell to guide us along in how we might craft a letter of officiation. And I'm currently trying to write that, but I just need a little bit of input to make it look prim and proper, you know?
Okay. So we need to go politely ask him for help on writing a letter or forging a letter that says that we're allowed to ask
Make it
questions.
sound as officially Harper-based as possible. And then, well, then I'm just gonna slap a potent illusion through illusory script over just to make it even better.
Mm-hmm. So once it's written, you're going to accentuate it with the illusory script. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think so.
I'm glad you're following, because I'm so lost. Okay, so what do we do first? I'm guessing the idea is to go talk. Okay. Do you know where he is?
Yeah, I've led you to him because he's part of my caravan.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So Amenfel, he's really just waiting with the caravan, helping.
Are you
them.
saying Amenfel?
I'll put his name in chat for you.
Almonds.
Okay, thank you.
I've got it here. I'm just
There you go.
Wait, oh,
Carlin Amafel.
Kerfuffle.
Okay.
yeah.
Just call him Carlin.
Carl.
Yeah, Amafel, he isn't. He's as thanks for letting the caravans or letting him go with the caravans. He's really just helping them move stuff around the city. The caravans can't go directly through it to get to the other side. So they're basically just once it goes through customs, basically, it skirts the edge of the city, and he's just helping them move all that stuff around. He notices your approach, waves towards one of the other. He lets another member of the caravan let him know he's going to be stepping off, and makes his way over to you with a light jaunt. Like, well, what can I do for you, fine folks today?
Hello there, good sir. I have some comrades who need some assistance in writing a formal letter, if you will. And they seem to think that you might know how to write that.
Well, it depends on what type of letter of pedigree or introduction you are speaking of. What is the purpose of this letter?
That is a good question.
There you go. Lasellen will interject a little bit with just showing a scrap of paper of what he's written so far that I've posted in Discord.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank you. So I did not know where you put that.
And, yeah, I guess we're trying to write something like this, but properly.
He takes a moment to read over what you've written down so far. So it's related to the mission. Let's see. He's thinking over real quick. Let me do a little GM roll.
Oh boy.
So, it's actually covered by my GM screen right now, but I actually rolled it on the cameraman instead of Twitch. Doesn't matter. He honestly he never really dealt with that kind of the more formal branch of Harper information. He was more of informant, not informant, but he was an intelligence officer, basically. Unfortunately, he doesn't really have any. He doesn't write the letters; he just delivers them to get where he needs to go, and he conveys that message to you. He's more than happy to offer his assistance with writing the letter, but it's not it's not his area of expertise.
You have the name of some potentially credible higher-ups, just to give it a slight bit of credibility.
Let's see. There's there's been informant in Waterdeep, but they don't really come to the Solonasian side of the nation of the continent very often. Uh, there's always Sir Erlenthal. He's one of my how do you say handlers while I'm in Selenas.
I mean, it's
I
better than nothing,
see.
I suppose.
It's the only name I can really think of right now without that might have interest in what we're doing right now.
Well, better than nothing, I guess.
And I will write down that name.
Mhm.
Can you write down that name?
Oh, yes.
Leosin Erlenthal, I think.
Yes, that is exactly who
Theo
it is.
the Earthbender.
Found it, right. Let's hope we this guy never hears that we've illegally used his name.
Just name dropped him out of nowhere.
Right. Oh yeah, I'll just append Leas and Erlenthar's name to that at the end of that message, and unless anybody has any further input, I think we can give that one a go. We can try with that letter.
I've been quite nosy and looked over some official documents my sister has written, so I could try to use the illusion to spice it up to make it look even more official.
Your expertise, not mine. Have at it, I suppose.
Oh, time to ruin it. Let's go. Would it be a specific role or just the illusion spell?
It would really just be casting the spell itself. We would use your spell save if anyone's trying to basically decipher through the magics without knowing what's going on.
Well, it is already in the chat, so
yeah.
Let's just do it.
Alrighty. So
casting a spell.
Yep, I'll need you to remove the 10 gold or the one of your 10 vials of lead-based ink. Alrighty, so you now have a forged letter of interest.
Well, time to give it a try, I guess.
Well,
fingers crossed.
Yeah, Amethel, he wishes you luck in the shared goal that you all have. In the meantime, he's going to go back to earning his keep. His words.
Okay. Thank you for your help.
He nods and then heads off.
Well, do we have an escape plan if this doesn't go amazingly well? Or is it just kill
Well-
everyone?
Oh, no. We can't afford to be killing anybody, I suppose, because, well, this is rather official, and our entrance into Barbaria might go a little worse if we are wanted for murder.
Yeah, I could see that being a problem.
Yeah. Well, I could always try to talk our way out of it if something bad happens. If there's one thing I know to do, then it's talk like shit
We're
in a good way.
pretty good at it.
Well, I mean, you can't exactly prove that we're not Harpers. So,
It's not like they carry
True,
sigils or badges or anything, right? Right?
well, the one Harper we know didn't have a badge, and he had a tattoo, and what are they going to do, strip us down?
Oh, that does
Uh,
remind me of something.
What? Oh, that man just.
I'm gonna cast Disguise
Okay.
Self. And magically produce a kinda illusory Harper tattoo on my left shoulder.
I think. You know what? Same. Oh god, that's really a big. Okay. But yeah,
Disguise
kit.
kit, let's go.
Okay.
I can try and disguise myself a Harper tattoo on my arm.
So I
also-
need a dice save for the disguise kit. The disguise self is on its
Can
own.
I-
So. Okay, just roll me
Can I
a.
potentially
Hmm?
Can I potentially assist by showing the illusory Harper tattoo just to give a sort of reference so it's easier and he doesn't have to do it out of his mind?
I don't see why not.
I also have a disguise kit. Can I do this too?
Sure.
Can I give them
Hell
both
yeah.
advantage?
Well, you have the originating source directly in front of you, so it's you know what you're making it on. Let's see. Yeah, just go ahead and make me a disguise kit check, both of you.
What is disguise kit?
Would that be?
It's just a general D20, and then you can add proficiency if you have it.
Okay.
How do I know if I have proficiency in that? Oh god.
It would be in your tool proficiencies.
Oh, I guess not.
Oops,
Okay,
that's
so
not-
just a D20.
Yes.
I got an
2
11.
D20.
Yeah, because I have advantage.
Oh, because it's helping you. Yeah. I'm 11.
Is it just slash roll 1 D20?
Yeah, basically.
2d20 cause advantage.
Yeah, because you're helping him.
Oh, okay. So, just roll another one. That's
Wow.
better.
11 and
It's
a
still
12.
not the
So-
worst.
14 and 15 if proficient? Question mark.
That's
Oh, I'm
not
not
how
proficient.
proficiency works. Oh, that is it. Yeah, that actually is how proficiency works. Are we all proficient?
Nope.
Nope. And
I do
Oh,
not believe
God.
so. My proficiency is a question mark, so I don't know.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Proficiency? Okay. So we'll keep that in mind. You all have your marks.
Just do it like they do in the movies and just flash it for 2 seconds, but we'll have the guy with the really good one in front so they don't really pay attention to us.
Okay.
They'll just kind of see him. We'll just raise up our sleeve and lower it down immediately. It's a golden plan.
What could go wrong?
Worst case scenario, I'll hold him back. You guys run.
Alrighty. What? Okay, so y'all have your marks. You have your forged letter of introduction and intent. All that's left is to attempt to get the information.
Well, what could possibly go wrong?
Well,
Even if I had a week, I couldn't list it all. But I'm an optimist, so let's do this.
Well, Valdan,
It's
you're the
fine.
one with
When
the most convincing tattoo, so I think you're the one that'll have to do the talking. Good luck.
And just imagine Lucellen darting behind Kevin.
Slapping
What?
you on the wrist with an enhanceability first, but yes.
Okay. Let's head in.
Alrighty. So you will all make your way over to the office building. It has a standard. It's a wooden double door to go in. It's very. It feels like a more formal version of like a sheriff's office. Going in, there are some people milling about. They're not in like common clothes, but not in dress clothes. They're dressed up a little bit, like this is a government office basically. People of all races. You've got some people who are, as they're walking past, there's paperwork and some like some loose books floating behind them. There is a like a central desk that has a few people who are just there. You've got like 2 or 3 caravanners who are waiting in sort of a line, and then there's an open line area for just general inquiry.
Well, I guess we make our way to the line, at the end of the line, being polite.
Mm-hmm. Well, the general inquiry line, there is no one there. It's mostly just people who some people who showed up late from the Solonos caravan, or who just didn't like go through their paperwork less than when they arrived. When you get to the general inquiry line, there is a tiefling with some pale blue skin, horns that go from their forehead around back and then curve back up, kind of like dragon's horns. Obviously, they're not the same size. Obviously, in a very like defeated. What was that? Did I hear something? I thought I heard something. Sorry. In a very defeated voice, she looks over at you. How can I help you?
Well, I do hope I'm not disturbing you, but I'm looking for the one in charge. It's a relatively official business, and it's kind of flashed the harbor symbol.
Roll me a deception check.
With advantage, because
just general deception right now. Does enhanceability give you advantage?
Yep.
Then yes, it would be with advantage.
Thingies. I gotta love Lucellen and this player.
Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it.
Advantage. And where is deception? 20.
Hell shit.
She gets a very brief glimpse of your Harper's insignia. She's like, all right, give me a minute to go get him. She gets up from her desk.
Thank you.
Puts a busy sign over it, and she heads back into the building. A few minutes later, she comes out with a Goliath in a full business suit.
My brother. Yes.
Lovely.
Like
Like a pencil tie. Like he is dressed to impress. Oh yes, my receptionist here says that you have important business with me. Come, and he. Let's see here. Okay. he basically he lifts up a divider, allowing you all to come with him further into the building. He basically heads you towards a back office where he sits down in a rather comfy looking chair, mahogany desk.
It's always mahogany.
Lasellen, this looks like surprisingly fine, like polished wood. He's got like a picture of his family up, or a little like a small painting of him. It's like, so, what can I do for you, fine gentlemen, today?
Well, I'm assuming the receptionist was as kind to tell you what organization we are currently employed under.
She did indeed.
We are looking for information about not quite a caravan, but a cart having passed through here. And I just kind of slide over the forged letter.
Okay. Let me do a GM roll to see if he buys it.
Nat 20. God, seize them.
No. He opens the letter. He takes a moment to read it over. He actually pulls out some like reading spectacles, just to read it over. Well, anything we can do to assist, we'll be more than happy to. Do you happen to remember, or do you happen to know roughly what day they would have passed by, or how many days behind them you are?
That would be an intelligence check, right? Or would Valdan just know it from the rat news?
It would have been. You should know it from the rat news because Clover's been keeping you updated with that kind of stuff. It would have been roughly half a week behind.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it should have been half a week or so.
Yeah, about 4 days, give or take.
4 or 5.
Okay. Let's see. You can tell he's trying to recall the information. Well, if I remember correctly, we haven't had that many groups passing through. There was, let's see, there was the Nobles Caravan. There was.
Was that the one that had a rather large palanquin and a couple of palanquin carriers, that sort of thing?
No palanquin on that one. We haven't had a palanquin come through actually at all. Let's see. There was a noble's cart. There was a group from Candlekeep that came through here during that time. And then there was
Any chance that you would have heard of any sightings of a chromatic half-dragon during that time?
Actually, the one I was just about to mention. Their VIP was of that lineage. I presume that's the group you're interested in?
Exactly.
Sounds about right. You can't be very many half-dragons on the road.
Especially chromatic ones.
Not coming from Solanos, that's for certain. I take it you are not from Bruberia. They're much more common over there. And regardless, though, they did pass through rather recently. They didn't really we didn't have a final destination when they passed through, but they had jewels, weapons for the gods. They had plenty of food for them. Other than the large assortment of jewelry and other similar sparkly items, nothing too terribly out of the ordinary. was in their itinerary.
They didn't mention where they got it or what their use for those jewelry were, did they?
Let me check. He pulls out he opens up a section of his desk, pulls out a sheet of parchment. It looks like they were. He's reading it over. Intended as gifts for another noble. They didn't specify who.
I see. Well, all of this does match with what we suspected, and I just turned to Lisselle and Kevin. Anything else we need to ask, should acquire about?
Well, I'm wondering. You said that they had some sort of itinerary or inventory list, I guess. I suppose you do take the time to confirm at least some of their whatever they've told you. You don't just say, yes, I'm carrying logs and they're actually smuggling dead bodies, sort of thing. You can check.
Well,
I assume.
Here's hoping we never have that kind of an extreme situation happen.
Yes, of course.
We do randomly check over some of the wagons, and the ones that they had when they came through. There were no hidden compartments or anything. They didn't seem particularly pleased about it, but they weren't obstinate about it. And there was nothing illicit that we found. Of course, it's hard to tell stolen goods from general goods, especially when they're not in their native area. But from the information that we had to go on in the caravans or the wagons that were searched, there was nothing. There's nothing out of the ordinary, I should say, in their inventory.
Well,
is that just me, or am I roboting out?
You sound good to me.
Did anyone else hear Dean just go through 7 dimensions?
What?
No.
No, okay, it was just me then. Yeah, you were talking and like halfway through you're just like, so.
No, you're fine. You haven't gone to the back room yet.
Yet.
Keyword yet,
right?
Wait a minute. Hey, hang on.
That's what I call it whenever I start blagging bad.
I don't suppose the areas of the caravan or the places that they had stored things were particularly identifiable. Any markers that we might be best looking out for? Any interesting storage containers, I suppose? Just something to help us find what we're looking for.
No markers. They weren't the goods they were traveling with. They weren't part of a caravan organization, so they didn't have any identifying markers on their containers. Unfortunately, I apologize about that. I mean, we don't have any. I don't have any more information to give you in that regard. The only thing that was really of note was just the they had one specific wagon that was of much higher design and construction than most other wagons that would come through. It had glass windows.
Goodness me!
I know, it's absurd. But yes, other than that, no, there was nothing of note.
Any other identifiable personnel beyond this chromatic half dragon?
Well, I don't believe they were personnel one of their Oliver, what are you doing? One of the persons did manage to have a kobold with them, which is abnormal to say the least, especially coming out of Selenas. But that's the only abnormality amongst their personage and anything like that.
Well, thank you very much for your information. It seems they've done a rather good job of keeping things under the radar.
I concur.
But you have been very helpful. Thank you.
Of course. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that may be of interesting information. Yeah, they weren't traveling under any organization. They weren't of a major noble house. Not one that functions underneath the five arms of Selenas. The suns, the moons, and the eclipse. And they weren't of any of the governing parties of Barbaria either. So I will at least admit it is abnormal for such a no-name to have that high a quality of transport. But again, I can't really think of anything else I could tell you. I apologize.
There's no need to apologize. You've given us confirmation, and that is more than we could have asked for currently. It is nice to know that after all this, we are still on the right track.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And I hope you find your targets expeditiously. Can't have any evildoers out on the roads.
Well, I thank you for your time.
Very well. If there's anything else I can do to assist you, though, in this regard at least, feel free to ask. In the meantime, sorry.
It kind of goes without saying, but it's worth reiterating. I suppose it would be pertinent that you keep your knowledge of this encounter and our inquiry at a very limited spread, because, well, Harpers, we kind of like to keep things under the radar as best we can.
Of course.
To your discretion.
Very well then. If there is nothing else, I do have other duties I must get back to.
Of course.
Then he stands up, walks you out of his office, and closes the door and gets back to work.
Just as we are leaving the office and being escorted out, I'll just telepathically say into both Valdan and Kevin's mind, "Good God, boys, that actually worked!"
I respond through message. My God, we are fantastic. Another victory for the shits.
Let's go.
Just for
I just imagine you see those three idiots slightly laughing.
For reference, on his roll to figure out if the letter was legitimate or not, he got a 7.
Oh.
Oh. That almost hit a DC.
Almost. And then Clover, Splinter is being incredibly acrobatic. He is doing all his tricks very well.
Just passing time. Don't mind me.
Shredder will actually get a +1 to stunts.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
This is Splinter only though, because Splinter is the only one I have at the moment.
Yes.
When we were walking back?
Yeah. Y'all walking back from that information exchange. Very one-sided information exchange, but an information exchange nonetheless. By the time y'all get through or get out, it's about 2 in the afternoon. 3 in the afternoon. Y'all do have the rest of the day to do anything you would please.
Yeah, then I would like to approach Lucellum.
Oh, I am sat in the caravan enjoying a drink for our hard work.
Do I notice you guys approach the
pull
caravan?
Up down next to him, just sitting there.
At this point, the caravan will have been relocated mostly to the other side of Yesev.
I'm assuming a rat magically appears as a plot device and shows us where to go.
Always.
Rat navigation.
It pretty easily. Looking on the other side of Yesev, unlike the plains that on the Silanassian side, you can see a dense forest on the horizon, probably about a day's journey out.
Perfect.
So I was plopping next to Lucellum, being a border like always.
Alrighty.
Say, Lucellum, you did buy that entry kit in Celestine.
Yeah.
Do you know how to properly use it?
Why?
I'm going to take it as a no. Well, considering that it's always good to have more people with knowledge how to use it, how about I at least try to train you somewhat? The little excursion in Red Bow did bring back memory from my own time. Now from a student to a teacher. How about it?
Well, it entirely depends on how insufferable and self-important you're going to feel about it.
Damn.
There's no comment.
I think that might answer my question.
Wait, I'm gonna say, how far is the cleric's caravan is from me and the rogue's caravan?
All the caravans are like within minutes.
Like how many caravans over?
Oh, like a specific number?
Yeah, like can I see them?
Roll me perception.
All right, you're rolling perception. That's not perception. This is perception. Please be something.
No. You are. Some of the caravans are a bit tall. So in your infinite wisdom, you decide to look under the caravans, and all
maybe
you
I
see
can recognize their feet.
You see are wheels and legs. No
but can
identifying
I recognize?
factors.
God damn it! All right,
Come on, Lucellum. A bit of training wouldn't make my ego explode.
All right.
No, because it already has.
Does Rat see anything?
See, there's nothing to explode,
yeah,
so it's fine.
Well, I suppose it's not like we have a whole great deal of things to do traveling along. So yes, sure, fine.
Oh, that's fantastic. And like, happily pulls out his own very compact one and just teaches him every opportunity he can.
Okay. So I know you're teaching him a kit. What kit is it again? Because I missed that part.
The entries kit, quotation mark, thief tools.
Gotcha. Okay, so I need combined from Tente. I need an intelligence and a dexterity check.
Damn, son.
God damn. All right, Lasellen, he's a really good teacher. I need you to also make me a dexterity and intelligence check.
Okay. Now, I am wondering whether I'd like to do this at disadvantage because I want to just spite Valdan.
If you want to purposely invoke disadvantage on yourself,
that would
you
be
can.
fantastic.
I will not stop you.
I would like the proficiency, but also that's hilarious. So yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, do it.
So you want an int and a dex?
Yes.
Okie dokie.
I'll keep in mind that you are being obstinate with your learning. Okay, so you pick it up pretty easily. However, you do have the option to just make it seem like you are a bumbling buffoon with the information that he gave you.
Oh, I would take that information and misuse it.
Can I make an insight check to see if Valdan notices it?
Deception versus insight.
Okay.
Yeah, this is funny. I love it.
My rat is just confused if he's watching this.
Okay.
I've been rumbled.
Wow.
So, Lasellen, your student isn't, from what you can tell, they are or no, I say Lasellen, Valdan. Your student, Lasellen, is picking up bits and pieces of the information that you're teaching. You can tell that something is off, though, because it looks like they're using the right techniques for the wrong tools. So, like, they're using a wedge as a pick. They're using basically they're using certain tools correctly for the wrong, as if they were other tools wrongly. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, it is quite confusing. There was one time I drove one of the screwdrivers into my own finger. You need to be careful, though. Could lead to permanent damage. Even if it's just done to spite me.
Or perhaps you're just a bad teacher. Who knows?
Oof.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be the first time I heard that.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage. All right, and Valdan, or Lasellen, for reference, you don't have proficiency yet, but you're getting close. Another time of instruction or two, and you'll have it.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah,
because you can't learn proficiency overnight. That'd be too easy.
No, you definitely can't.
Mm-hmm.
However, I've got it in my brain. Basically, is like how many successful saves of what grade.
Wow. That is a reliable source.
Maybe. But yeah, so as this is all happening, Clover, you have no idea where they are. However, Splinter does.
I'm just letting Splinter watch them, and I'm just using walkie-talkie version just to listen into the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And at least I know they're around. They haven't abandoned me yet.
This is correct. Why the yet?
Because
Well
you can
done,
never be
Steph
too
is
sure.
approaching, just as planned, DM.
Fair enough, I guess. Anyways, though, Kevin, are you doing anything? While all the buffoons are buffooning? Kevin?
Kevin is dead. Kevin has died.
Kevin dead?
Here we
Kevin
are
is
in
muted.
memory of
Rest in
Kevin.
peace.
He was a good half-orc.
Ripperoni and cheese.
Pepperoni?
Anyways, we arrive in Waterdeep, I heard.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, I
No,
just want to share some apple juice with the fans.
I will, as we get though into the, as we we'll just say we get to the night. Valdan, you receive a letter. At the end of the night, a courier comes over, or at the beginning of the night, I should say, with a letter for you.
Alrighty then. I accept the letter. Oh boy. It's a warrant for my arrest. Beautiful.
It's a cease and desist from DreamWorks.
He's back.
Yeah, sorry, I was talking to someone. I do actually have to go earlier than I thought. I'm just not as ready as I need to be right now.
Gotcha.
I will see you guys later.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Goodbye.
See ya. Goodbye.
Have fun, guys.
See here. I'm currently putting the rest of your letter back in the message on Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
I see.
Indeed.
Potato bean.
Potato bean.
I probably would try to call the shits together for like an emergency meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming I'm half asleep at that point. Like,
By the way,
Who are
who
you?
sent the letter?
It. One moment.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, calling the shits together for an emergency meeting.
Alrighty, so do we all go to this emergency meeting?
will there be croissants?
There will be potential gifts, yes.
I like potential gifts.
Quote is BYOC. Bring your own croissant.
It's I owe you croissants in the future. I shall tag along with Rogue. Rogue has potential future and perhaps gifts.
I'm just gonna assume Lasellen arrives as well.
Yep.
Kevin's there.
I have
Even though his player isn't.
unfortunate news. Well, I'm assuming fortunate news for some of you, and my eyes shift to a certain cleric and paladin duo. I have been called back to my home. Apparently, I'm needed for something. Don't know, but it was sent by one of my older brothers.
You're gonna
Apparently,
leave us?
well, temporarily it seems transport is arranged once we're in Waterdeep, and, well, who knows when I will be coming back. I could probably also use the time to pick up our, well, I'm just gonna set in a hushed tone, well-earned money from our egg delivery.
No.
And
And that's if you're gonna leave this, Splinter that has the cleric has, I am going to redesign you to the gold. So at least
oh
you'll
no,
be able
that's
to.
fine. That won't be
Nah,
necessary.
he is coming with you, either you like it or not. This is not an option.
This is not
And
negotiable.
I lean over to both Clover and Clover's player. This is just the way that the player and the M came up with to explain the player's absence next week.
Too bad, he's still going with you.
I do not accept it. DM, I would like to use DM intervention.
No.
Shucks.
Nah.
Well, then I guess this is as best time as any to, I don't know, give you some sort of parting gift that I prepared. And you see him reach into his pouch and pull out 3 scrolls. Also, is something that I worked on during our trip, and just in case something did happen to me or I was absent for a longer time. And I hand one of the scrolls to Clover. This is in case you need a bit of stealth and the rats aren't enough. And I hand Clover a scroll of invisibility.
The invisibility.
And for you, Lucellen, once again, also hand him a scroll. If you ever feel like you need a bit of offense but don't want to waste your actual spell slots, and I hand him a scroll of spiritual weapon. And Deltek?
I mean, I can already cast that spell myself, but thank you.
I mean, who knows how long you'll be adventuring? Who knows if you can rest and recover? Just to be safe, you know?
It is most
And for you, Deltek, if you ever need to get your commands across, and I hand him a scroll of command.
Let me add that to his character sheet.
Scroll of invisibility.
Kevin, you're not exactly able to use magic, I think. Did struggle a bit with what to give you, but... And he pulls the bow from his bag. This should be useful for you. You did seem a bit annoyed with enemies out of your reach, and I give him the tall Nessus bow.
Damn.
The tall Nihilus?
Don't break and give.
You do realize that you still have to get to Waterdeep first, right?
Yes, but I'm a melee combatant.
Oh, okay.
And I want melee fights. Fuck bows.
Okay.
I mean, just so you can get used to it.
You realize, Ben, that this is not some teary-eyed goodbye. I can still annoy you every day with sendings, right?
Oh, that is true. But I'm incredibly forgetful and already sunk a lot of money into this.
Right. Well, it's appreciated nonetheless, I suppose. Seems a bit weird that we spent these many weeks traveling along the road. You get to its destination and immediately turn back around. But the fates are not always so kind as to be convenient, I suppose, so have another fun journey in reverse. Try not to find any more merchants or
Ignore that.
I suppose.
Ignore what? Oh no.
No, I was trying
Kevin
to
is turning
drag
against the party.
Talnalis over to Lasellen, so like just so it can be in his inventory.
You mean Kevin?
Are you giving it to Kevin?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you gave it to Lasellen.
No.
Lasanne's already got a bow.
Oh, wrong IN
Yeah.
name then.
And Kevin is like fucked when it isn't a melee combatant. I know he has his javelins, but still.
His javelins suck compared to that bow.
This is true.
Aimbot bow. So.
Well, then I'll move it over later on since Kevin's not here right now. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So with do you have any other teary-eyed waterworks to get through before we go on to the remainder of the trip from Yosef to Waterdeep?
Well, I do have a 5-page Word document of a heart-wrenching goodbye, but I don't have time for that.
I was gonna say I was gonna lean over to the rogue and whisper something to him, but I want to send it through Discord because I cannot I don't know how to whisper thing in the D&D thing.
Understandable, and it's annoying to do so anyways. Through Roll20.
Oh God.
So, given that bit of information, the next day comes through, and we get the caravan. We'll be leaving for Yosef. The caravan, this time, there are some groups that were part of it previously that were not. And some of the previous parties are not joining y'all on the way to Waterdeep, and some new ones are. Of these groups, there is a member of, or there's a member that joins Clover's side of the caravan. This is a gentleman in red and gold
Wouldn't it
robes.
also be Valdance?
Maybe, I don't remember.
Yeah, we're on the same fucking car with the same employer. So
okay, well, he joins with y'all. Let's see here. I've got a description. I just gotta let's see. Yeah, he's wearing some deep red robes, and he's got a woolen cap with ear and neck flaps down to cover against wind. And then for joining Lasellen's side, there is this is a bit more of a combatant. What is she? She's a halfling, I think? No, she's a gnome. She's a gnome wearing black leather clothes with a little bit of an ornate hat. Looks like it has a string of beads that goes around it, and sort of like a brass feather in the front of it.
Like a Ushanka, I suppose.
Of similar design, yes.
I'm aware who this NPC is. She saved the previous character's life.
Oh.
DM, I have a question about the man in the red robes.
I have an answer.
Do the robes have anything ornamental on them? Like, would Valdan able to know if or from what country he comes?
Let's see.
Something recognizable or something.
Make me a perception check.
Yeah, you said red robes in my D&D PTSD triggered about getting murdered by
red wizard, right?
Yeah.
Can I use my passive perception? Because that might be higher than what I might roll.
DM says make roll boy.
I think wouldn't that just be taking a 10?
No.
That
his
would
passive
be
perception is much
my
higher.
passive perception. It's an 18.
Just roll for me because it's not asking for passive perception because you are actively looking.
16. Haha. That is too worse.
It is enough though. You are able to like during the first day of travel, you're able to get like a better look on him. There are some tattoos that are peeking out from underneath his hat.
Okay. What kind of tattoos? Like, is like magic tattoos with effects, or just like tattoos because they're fashionable?
Well, they're not because they're fashionable. It is more of like you know like how Samoans have tattoos that like cover their whole heads.
Mm-hmm.
It's a similar kind of like that. Like it's a heritage thing. These tattoos. Let's see. They are you could recognize them.
This is the fucking red wizard for real?
It is a. Let's see. It is a.
Oh god, it's a red wizard.
But it is
a red wizard of Hahamia. Okay.
Yes.
It's actually a red wizard. Let's go. I find it funny how as soon as you said red robes,
Lasellen,
like,
for reference,
wizard.
Herhamia takes the place of Thay in this continent with adjustments.
Cool, we're about to get fireballed to death by a wizard Nazi.
Beautiful. And you said he joined our caravan?
Yes.
You're about to get fireballed to death by wizard Nazis. I'm about to get my life saved by this lady who's
so laughs in evasion?
Roll me a quick history check.
Approach. Oh no, you're so mean. I suck at history.
Oh god.
27. See, it's only a net 19 for 27.
All right. One sec. I've got it. This is a case of me stealing an NPC, but it's from a different D&D setting. I don't think it counts.
Oh no.
So it is known that a lot of the previous that it is known that typically a red wizard from Herhamia was part of their military organization. However, the nation in the past 2 decades or so did undergo a sort of coup as the Lich Arandis Vol kind of took over the nation.
Assuming that is Sastam of Asterion?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So there are a lot of people who were part of that were part of the original, like the Red Wizards of Herhamia organization that are no longer associated with that nation after that violent takeover.
Any chance you can throw the name of the Lich that took over in the chat?
Yes.
Appreciate it. Okay, copy and paste. My notes are growing ever thicker. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Would well then know if there's like any movement, like, yeah, try. Arandus Wall is trying to expand his influence and sending red wizards across Asterion. I can speak, god fucking damn it.
So she hasn't done anything like directly militant after taking over the nation recently.
Okay. Other question: were all Hahamian citizens, quote unquote, fine with this takeover? Was there any opposition?
While there wasn't like a direct opposition, there are a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Refugees.
So that guy might just be somebody who says, undead, not my style. Let's fuck off.
You never know.
Neat. I wish I had somebody who could cast Detect Thoughts. That would be useful. Well,
Yep. Weird.
I guess I approach him and just like general conversation, greet him.
Yes.
Hey,
What can
are
I
we
do?
making friends? I want to make friends.
Well, I would just like to greet you as a fellow member of this caravan.
I appreciate the warm welcome.
And now for the nosy part. You, and in some ways, I guess that is pretty racist and throwing a stereotype on you, wouldn't happen to be a red wizard, would you? And I like said it in a hushed tone, silent tone.
Let's see. I've actually got a response to this. No, I'm just another refugee. After all, I'm sure you've heard that my home nation is currently under the control of quite the ruthless lich.
I heard about it, and it's a terrible cruelty of fate. Both the takeover and that you're not a wizard. I join a gesture to the spellbook that is on a leather pouch on my waist. I was kind of hoping I could find somebody who would just generally be able to teach me a bit. I only recently started.
Oh, you. He kind of perks up at the mention that you are new to your magecraft. Well, I may not be a member of the Red Wizards, but I am I'm a bit of a caster myself. I'm a bit of a wizard myself, and he from one of his sleeves he actually pulls a brown leather book of his own. It's actually
Really?
one of the reasons why I'm traveling in this direction, trying to try and figure out ways that we might be able to free my home nation. Gotta fight magic with magic.
It is an admirable goal, and I do hope you'll be able to help this novice out. There are many things I don't quite understand, and many things that seem to be apparently wrong with my casting style interaction with magic. At least what I heard from one of my associates.
Well, while we're traveling, while we're resting, at least, I'm more than happy to kill the time eating you how I can.
I hope you greatly appreciate it. I'm Veldan. What would I be calling you?
Joss. Isbara Joss.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Joss, and I do hope I can learn much from you.
I hope to be an adequate teacher. Alrighty.
Is he friend or foe? I'm sorry, I just came back.
Currently, he is friend. Do not send red assassins after him.
Good.
I mean, at the very least, it would work well because those rats are immune to fire.
Very true.
True, they are imps.
Zeus freaking throws a fireball at it. Rats dies. Out of the ashes, an imp rise.
So as for this gnome, is she a part of the list of people I have some measure of command over?
No. She is. She has offered her assistance with the caravan with protection, but she does not work. She's of similar rank to you in this regard.
Okay.
But she's kind of she's more on the lines of mercenary than bodyguard.
Oh, fancy.
Then I will quickly introduce myself.
Let's see.
Just to acquaint ourselves.
There we go. Okay. On your approach, she just she extends a hand to shake. The name's Gleam Silver.
The name's Einar.
Pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. Look, if we're going to be, I guess we're rather similar in function, but if we're going to be not stepping on each other's toes, I would suggest, you don't have to take this as instruction, but I would suggest you let me do the looking and the anticipation of threats ahead. Elf, stick to the stereotype a little bit of being particularly good at seeing things.
Right.
So you can kind of relax a little.
I will take you up on that offer.
Good. The less work you have to do, the better for you, I suppose. I would also suggest that if there is anything, I will ask you a favor, actually. If there's anything that seems a little out of the ordinary, but not in a way that seems dangerous, I might ask you to inform me of that too.
Thinking better safe than sorry, I presume.
Not quite, but you can assume that if you like.
Fair enough. I will leave you to it then, and I will do that which I've been hired to do.
Okay, what did I miss? Okay.
Just two people who don't want to be deliberate with their words.
Yep.
Yes, the shady cleric and the shady, potentially gnome rogue. Got it.
I will. Can I roll an insight to see how hidden meaning that last sentence had?
Feel free.
19.
There were intents upon intents. The
Approach the rogue and ask if it's thief's hand.
I don't wish to pry,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel that there's a chance we might step on each other's toes here a little bit. What is it that you have been hired to do? Because it seemed a little...
Roll me persuasion.
Okay.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Fun time.
It's not a net one. It's
not a
dirty
net
one. It's a
What is
fucking 31. That's incredible.
It's an unnatural one.
Oh, but it would have been funnier if it was a 0.
It did you that
Oh,
that
God,
would have
yeah.
been a nat one.
Yeah.
She just looks you over. It's like, I'll leave that between me and the boss.
Right, well, I'm just warning you that, I'll be the nicer party. it is not only the caravan keeper that I am beholden to, and I worry we might again step on each other's toes if ulterior motives come into play.
I assure you that will not be an issue. And then she walks away.
Good to meet you, Miss Gleam Silver.
She
I
just
wanna make
while
friends.
walking away,
What was
she
her
just
name?
waves a hand like lazily back. It's like, pleasure's mine.
What is this friends making I hear of? I want friends.
I'm not
Ask
sure
the rogue
Friends
to be friends.
with
Hypothetically,
multiple layers of air quotes.
Yep, friends.
friends like
Okay.
these. who needs them?
Italics, multiple air quotes.
Making
mean, I
friends
didn't
like
know.
water and
Right.
oil.
I want to make friends. Freaking air
Let's
quotes,
see,
air
though.
quotes.
I will say this though: I need everyone to make me an insight check.
Insight. Even the rat?
Oh no.
No, just player character. Let's sell it. Okay.
9.
13.
Alrighty. Let's see.
Del
So,
Taco and the
Valdan?
Coven.
You notice nothing.
Rat.
I'm busy vibing with my boy Jaws. Like, we're just two nerds just trading knowledge. Or one receiving knowledge.
Clover. You notice that the gnome has been keeping an eye on you and your compatriots a bit more than some of the other persons in the caravan.
I'm just gonna.
Lusellen,
After you finish.
you know that she knows, and you know that she knows that you know.
I'm just gonna go up to the rogue. Hey rogue, I feel like somebody's watching me. I'm getting the
And I
heebie-jeebies.
got no privacy.
Ooh, wow.
You know, Clover, I have a quick question. Do you even know my name? Every time you approach me, it's just like, hey, rogue. I just wondering. I did introduce myself, right?
Yeah, I just don't know. It's just simpler to say a rogue.
Intelligence check to remember. What's
Oh
his
no,
name?
your name is
What's this
Valdan.
fucker's name?
Isn't it? Isn't it Valdan?
I just exasperated. He blinked like, are you serious?
I don't know. It's just a rogue. It's simpler. I mean, do you prefer me calling you for your name?
No, Val, call me Dan, call me Valdan, call me that fucker. Wouldn't be the first person to do so. Just something that isn't the rogue. I hope that is okay. A warlock.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't mind if you call me a warlock.
Clover is much nicer.
Okay.
So, anyways, what was this about being watched?
I don't know. I feel like needles are poking behind my back.
That sounds more like an attack than being watched, but you know.
Oh, it's somewhere towards our friend the cleric's direction. I'm not sure.
Let's tell Eonor, by the way, not the cleric.
The cleric, it is. So yeah,
All right.
the cleric's direction.
Well, if it's in the cleric's direction, it might just be a bit smarter to ask him directly. I was kind of busy learning from Joss, who's an amazing teacher, by the way.
Her. Sure. Walks towards cleric.
Clover canonically doesn't know the
Stage
names
left,
of
walks
anybody.
towards cleric.
Yes.
Clover, is there something I can help you with?
Hi. Yes. I couldn't help noticing somebody from this direction was staring at us. I don't know what intention they had, but I just had a presence hovering over me, and I did not like it.
It wasn't me, was it? I do have to keep an eye on you, you know.
No, you have a different gaze.
Okay, well, I will look around to see if I can see Miss Gleamsilver.
Miss who now?
With your passive perception, she's on it. Honestly, she's just walking along the side of the caravan. She isn't looking directly at you, but with your passive perception, you can tell that she's paying attention to the both of you.
Okay, in that case, I'll just speak into Clover's mind with yes, the very sly and dodgy looking gnome that is wandering alongside the caravan is probably the source of your misgiving. She's suspicious.
I nod in understanding.
If you would like me to press that suspicion further, I will, but I've just gone as far as polite conversation can gather. But she's up to something. And I know she's up to something. And she knows I know that she's up to something. And I know that she's up to something, and she knows that I know that she's up to something. Just neither of us have said anything yet.
And she looks at me, and he looks at her. Just standing back and forth.
Understood. I shall walk towards back carriage. That sentence came out wrong.
I'm pretty
I
sure
shall walk back to the. No, 100%. I misplaced all the words.
Okay.
As Clover leaves, I'll look over to Miss Gleamsilver and just say, enjoying the conversation?
She does not pay you any money. She doesn't react.
In that case, I'll say, oh, come on. At least make this fun. Oh, God.
I would like to inform, I'm going to tap on the Valdan.
She looks over her shoulder coyly and say, were you talking to me?
That's more like it, yes.
Attention! Drama, give it to me! Anyways, I would like to head
God, we're about to roll initiative.
I would like to head towards Valdan again and like tap him in the shoulder, like bothering him.
Yeah,
like,
what is it?
Tap. Just continue tapping. Tap.
Like I turn around and this Clover keeps tapping.
Accidentally tapped your forehead.
Yeah. What is it?
So, in a like hush voice. So our friend the cleric has informed me that the little person over there has some shady intentions from what I gather. So we might have to worry about her. Since yes.
First off, the cleric, Lisel Aeonor. Second off,
yes, the cleric.
Alrighty then. Who exactly? Just saying the one near Lisel doesn't give me a clear picture. Describe it, point it out, do whatever.
The gnome. The shady gnome over there.
Is a perception check to see if it's like the actual shady gnome is like, oh yeah, there's a random gnome. Might be shady.
The gnome that is walking past the caravans and You're mostly looking towards our direction.
Okay, would it be a check to notes or just like, yeah, well then it's now aware.
Spy dead? Question mark.
Wait, what?
Yeah, God is
Spy had
dead.
died.
Sorry, I was
Got
reading
it.
I was reading my script and I kind of zoned out for a moment.
Like Clover pointed out to Valdan there's like a gnome, a shady gnome,
Yes.
somewhere near the Silence caravan. Would it be a check to notes or it's like, yeah, it is now pointed out, Valdan is now aware.
So now that it's been pointed out, yeah, you'd be aware of who she was talking about. Not to mention she's kind of like one of 4 gnomes in the caravan-wide caravan, and the only one in Lacellan's group. So,
well, now that you mention it, yeah, there was a slight feeling of being watched, but could have just been Deltec throwing some shade at me.
No.
Who knows?
Deltec has a different type of, different feeling of glare. I don't know. I don't know how to explain
Yeah,
it.
that
It's just
is
different.
true. I keep an eye out if that makes you somewhat happy and helps you sleep at night.
Head DM. You remember when we were on the river cruise and we got stopped by the people constructing the wooden bridge?
yes.
And I infiltrated one of their minds and was met with the skittering of a spider.
Correct.
Spider.
I was about to say, could I like try to look if I see any identifiable marks?
Roll me perception. And then Lasellen, you were about to say something?
Do you recall whether or not I had to probe deeper as per the detect thought spell to do that, or was that just something I could
That was probe
feel
deep.
on the surface? Right, so I would risk outing myself if I was to do that to
Yes.
Miss Flame Silver.
Yeah, because what happened is you detected the thoughts, and it's like they're like half. The person on the bridge was half telling the truth about like, yeah, there's a city down there, and yeah, I got this paper that says we were hired to do it. I never said the two were connected. And then you probe deeper, and then you were forced out.
Yeah. I guess we'll. I get it once per day, so for free. So I'll do a detect thoughts on Miss Gleam Silver.
Okay. Let's see. Detect thoughts. Reading the surface thoughts. So her surface thoughts, like it is blank slate. She keeps that shit empty, which is weird. Because it is the only time you're going to find a creature with like the surface thoughts being empty is either A, if they aren't smart enough to have any surface thoughts, B, they're fucking dead, or C, they're deliberately hiding it and they know about it. Like they know about mind reading. And they are trained to hide their thoughts. It's safe to assume that she's not just fucking dead.
She's not a vegetable. She can
detect
walk.
undead.
However, my PlayStation is, and that means my ears aren't working for a few seconds.
Run wild, chaos, murder.
I killed the gnome.
Blood for the blood god, scars for
I
the
can
sky
hear again.
throne.
Why are you talking about blood for the blood god?
Nothing. Scatter.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Run away.
Anyways,
If I within 60
came back and
feet
killed the gnome.
yes.
of either Valdan or probably Clover, because Clover was the one that asked, I will just telepathically communicate to them and say, very bad news. Our new gnome is trained to not have their mind read, which is exceedingly uncommon and very suspicious.
What?
Yeah. Just thought you ought to know.
Just answer with message. Look, if you realize that that's so bad news, maybe she is more willing to talk to somebody of her ilk. Just say the word and I will try my luck.
I want to make friends.
Valdan, I was going to have you roll a roll for something. What were you trying to do again?
He's looking for identifiable markers.
Right. Roll me perception. Or no, investigation.
Peace.
Because this is
It's nature.
That's neither of those.
There was. Yeah, I misclicked. Give me a
yes.
sec.
Do it.
Fucking
because
fingers.
you are like scouring a specific thing, not just looking around. Do investigation. Ooh.
8.
No, nothing.
Not
nothing
good
weird.
rolls.
I mean, other than the
What are
fact
you
that
looking
she
for?
really likes all her clothes are black. Like, there's nothing weird. Like, she just might be in her goth phase.
I asked her,
Nerd.
what are you? Why are you looking at her like that? What you doing? What are you looking for?
Well, you said she was suspicious, but from this distance, there's shit I can tell.
What are you trying to look for?
Identifiable marks. There are a few groups that I know, and there are general symbols. Try my luck. But from this distance, yeah, no. And even then, I'm still trying to decipher this half intact book.
You will get a response from your earlier message to Lucellen of just, if you'd like to approach her, I'll be on the sidelines in case she tries to stab you.
I wanna go. I wanna make friends. I wanna go make friends.
Well, then, let's try my luck. And I approach this gnome lady.
Alrighty. She doesn't react.
Greetings. I hope I didn't disturb you currently.
She turns around and keeps walking backwards. It's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. But what can I do for you today?
Well,
What brings you
just
over?
hoped to I just hoped I could formally introduce myself, since while we're not part of the same caravan section, we're still traveling together for assumedly a while. I don't exactly know where you're going, but just getting to know each other for a bit of a journey. Might need to rely on each other should worse come to worse,
Awfully kind of you to offer. Well, as she reached out her hand. Name's Gleam Silver. Reach it. Her hand's
Name's
like up
Valdan.
at like a 45-degree angle because she's like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, and I shake her hand. Name's Valdan. But, and I said in a whisper tone, assumedly that was the last bit of information you needed. I did hear that you were looking a bit.
Whatever do you mean?
Well, it is rare to see somebody as perceptive as you. And it is also quite nice to have somebody of my own people, if you get what I mean, around for once. Been quite a while.
Roll persuasion.
Oh no. Oh no. Rolls have been bad.
No.
Rolls have been bad.
You got this. I believe in you.
22.
Oh, there.
Okay. She replies in Thieves' Cant. It's like when you say one of sorry, I just zoned out for like my.
You got this.
What did you say? What exactly did you just say?
That it's basically nice to have someone of his own people around for a change.
Yes. Okay. She replies in Thieves' Cant. When you say one of your own people, are you talking of people of your home nation? Or do you also climb on the wall? And like you can tell she's talking in code within code.
Well, let's just say and I also talking with scans. I did a lot of climbing during my training. Been trying to find the web again, but a bit of difficulties, especially if you have a watchful paladin and cleric.
She nods, releases your hand, and then doesn't say anything else. But you can tell that she got your message.
Well, and with that, I also turn around and leave. Everything that needs to be said has been said. I got my information.
And really quickly, I need to go use the bathroom. I'll be back in like 2-3 minutes, max.
I love it
Is he
when
gone?
the good rolls come.
Hello again.
Hello.
We killed the King's
We
Nation
will
with
not
rats.
open.
What?
We did not open a portal to the warp. It's fine.
Oh, God.
I dethroned the king with my rat army.
Don't
That's
look
not
to
possible.
Heteroria. Everything is fine.
Oh, Lord. Okay, let's... Fuck is... There's nothing wrong in Ajoria.
Yeah, that's why I said you don't look at it. Nothing changed.
Anyways, so with all that rogue talk that was going on for a hot second, we get into another day or two goes fine. The next morning after, however, as everyone is no. As everyone is sitting down for breakfast, Valdan specifically, Gleam Silver approaches you. Glancing around, she makes sure that no one of import is watching. Who is important, only she could know. But she pokes around in your meal with in your breakfast oatmeal with the blade of her dagger. The gnome proceeds to lift out and shows you an oatmeal smeared object resembling a tiny bead. She glances over her shoulder towards the same caravan that had that wheel issue or a few like a month and a half ago that caused a bunch of treasure to fall out of a crate.
And then
She
two
glances
people showed
over.
up dead.
Yes. She glances over towards them, where they sit at their breakfast. She whispers to you, "It's a sliver of bone, curled into a circle so you can swallow it with a mouthful of gruel without noticing. Once eaten, it'll slowly uncurl inside of you, exposing the needle points that pierce your gut and kill you slowly. I suggest they're in all of your breakfasts." She then gets up and walks away towards Lasellen, adding, "Let's talk this evening." Lasellen, as she gets over to you, she basically says the same information, looking towards the same group.
Then I will speak into her
Can
mind.
I
Glad we're not the only ones that see them as suspicious.
can I make a check to see if there are any more slivers?
In just a second. Lasellen, for the absolute briefest of moments, you see a look of surprise that leaves just as abruptly as it arrived. She nods before walking away.
Did I notice her poking with a knife on the rogue's Valdan's food and pulling that out?
Yes, you would have been able to notice that.
I'm just gonna
This
like.
is exactly the NPC I was thinking it was.
I'm not hungry anymore.
This is exactly
Yeah,
what
I'm
happened to my
just-
old character.
I'm gonna I'm gonna just check like the oatmeal thingies to see if there are any more bone slivers. If I
Make
can.
me an
I'm
investigation
gonna
check.
stick to my apple juice.
Oh boy, investigation. 20. 30.
Alrighty. So Valdan, you find several small lumps that might be bone slivers, but they might just as easily be oat husks, sawdust, or even insect eggs.
That doesn't make it any more appetizing.
No. However,
Medieval
as
food.
you are looking around, two members of the group that Gleam Silver was looking towards have been looking in your direction, but poorly been hiding their interest.
That calls for an emergency meeting of the shits.
Excuse me, I have to take a bathroom break real
Yeah,
quick,
that's
guys.
gonna be our excuse. Someone says I need to take a bathroom break. That's the code word for a secret meeting of the shits.
Like, oh,
I
fuck,
fucking
he
But I
forgot,
see that
he forgot his
Lasella
toilet
has
paper. Let me
elected
go
to
help
make
him.
his own breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm assuming just. Does he make for everybody?
That's 45 pounds of food.
Everybody but Valdan.
Yeah.
That might be enough to feed Deltag.
Well, to be fair, I've probably been doing this anyway every day just because I said I'd feed Mr. Ammerfell on my own rather than having to strain the caravan leader.
Mm.
But yeah, I would make some food and start eating that instead because I don't want to risk death.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't share it with everybody else because that requires huffing it over to a different caravan and being very obvious about it.
Alrighty.
So you can get your
Well,
food.
emergency meeting? While I just try to snack some of the created food.
Wherever the rogues go, I follow. I mean, Valdan. Can't call him rogue no more.
So, Gleam Silver, quite the character. Am I right?
Well, I did say yes. But should we not wait till later and maybe have a debriefing with her?
Kind of reminds me of Peaches.
Well, truth be told, with the knowledge that she's definitely of my ilk, this might have been entirely constructed by her. And I don't know if I'm allowed to do it. I'm going to bring knowledge out of my own real life into this for once. And there was a situation with my... God damn it. Okay. Yeah. Kenneth just didn't word it's easier that way. Gonna take that silence as a yes.
What?
My real life grandfather was a real fucking cheapskate. So whenever we went to relatively fancy restaurants, nothing extremely high end, and he felt like the food wasn't quite worth the total amount of money, he would carry a small dead fly with him and just kinda drop it secretly in the food, like have it attached to like a spoon or something, and there's a fly. Want to speak to the manager?
Oh my lord, he was a Karen.
Yeah. I don't know if something like that can happen here as well. Like she sleight of handed the bone sliver into the food or like attached it to the knife she used. Would it be a kind of check I could make retroactively for that?
Not retroactively.
Yeah, shit. Well, with a more gameplay-wise and Asterian canon version of that, I would try to tell the party there's tricks how people like Jenna and Valdan, in that case, would be able to sneak something in there just to appear more helpful.
Potato beans.
You're saying... Thank you, Clover, for that marvelous insight into the way that your mind works. So you're saying don't jump to trusting her quite yet?
I mean, saving somebody from a danger that wasn't even really arranged by themselves is a relatively common trick to gain somebody's trust.
Good.
Just whatever information we have so far, just play your cards close to the chest, just to be safe.
Right.
Bless you,
then
Clover.
maybe I shouldn't have revealed to her that I can telepathically communicate, but whatever.
Were you telepathically communicating with her?
Well, she told something to me and I responded.
Oh. I feel like you should have kept that as like an ace.
I thought
For now, just whatever information we have, just play it safer than we currently have been.
I'm not good with that.
So you think she and the caravan of concern are in cahoots?
Not necessarily. She definitely talked in a way that meant that she works for somebody else. She's currently a kind of a wild card in this entire situation. If we play it right, we might be able to gain her as an ally, but just as easily make her an enemy.
Good. Good knowledge to have. I suppose at least she is the one that has invited us to talk, not the other way around. So when we talk with her later, we can just rest on not having to say anything while she does the initial talking.
I see. Did she invite you only? Or can we, like you said, us, but I feel like she only meant you. Okay.
She definitely invited us as a group. I feel like it's safe to assume she knows that we are a team.
We're not exactly quiet about it. And also, I'm not going alone, even if it was just me invited her. I'd rather somebody else get stabbed, not me.
Well, I doubt Deltec would leave your side. He always does seem to follow you around like your shadow. It's weird. But, you know, clerics and paladins, I guess.
I feel like you have some dirt against the paladin.
Well,
funny.
Night falls after traveling a few more miles. A few more hours, more apt, because it's a lot of miles.
Splinter's on standby watching.
Mm-hmm.
at night because I don't trust anybody, and he's gonna be watching.
Gleam Silver comes to Lasellen first, waving over in the direction of Valdan and Jixie before heading over that way.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I will. Ooh, hold on.
I have new windows.
Yes. I will cast the spell Tongues on myself.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, does that help with Thieves' Cant? I guess it would.
I
Any
can understand
spoken
any
language.
spoken language.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. To be fair, though, just for clarification's sake, when I was saying they were speaking in Thieves' Cant, I didn't just want to say it's like, the raven caws at sundown.
Yeah.
That actually means yada yada yada.
Yeah, it doesn't give me a free pass on understanding subtext. Yeah, I get
Yes. Okay. But yeah, shortly after everyone's like off to bed, Valdan, Jixie, you see Lasellen and Gleam Silver approaching. Gleam Silver waves
Dixie,
you over.
who is Dixie?
Clover,
Who
apologies.
is this Dixie you speak
Warlock.
That is the name of the god Clover is beholden to.
No, yes, I am Warlock.
Do y'all go
fine.
over?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
She leads y'all far enough away that you can still see the caravan, but that you are hidden enough in the shadows that you're not really going to be watched. And then just in sort of a like a hushed voice, first off, we don't work for the same people, but we're all on the same side. We all share a belief. The cult needs to be stopped. I need to know what they're carrying in those wagons and where they're taking it. Will you help me out? We can do it tonight if you don't already know.
When you say wagons, you're referring to the ones you pointed out earlier.
Of others, yeah. Those are the important ones. Those are the ones I don't know what's in them already.
What cult are you referring to?
She rolls her eyes. The cult of the clown. No, the cult of the dragon.
Hey, you can never be too sure, okay? My fault for asking.
So come on, out with it.
Well, since this is a kind of alliance, don't know if temporary or lasting, and there might be a chance that, unlike the others, both of us are working for the same or similar people, I feel like it is safe to assume that this isn't a one-way trade of information. Is it?
Let's see. That depends on the quality of the information you give me.
Well, then let us start with what they are carrying. They are, in fact, carrying goods pilfered from the Green Nest area.
Well, I mean,
No?
that is our suspicion. We have seen inside some of those, but their progeny is not confirmed.
No,
ones have you
I did
seen?
manage to
Which ones have
get
you
a
seen
closer
inside?
look.
Which one?
Point to the one I helped repair.
Okay. Well, that makes things easier. Don't have to break into the wagons to find that out. Let's see. Do you know of any other information in regards to what some of the other wagons that are aligned with the cult may be carrying?
Oh, perhaps one of your type, I forget whatever the specific words that Mr. Valdan used, but someone like you might know a little bit more. Shortly after having seen into that, 2 people in the caravan turned up dead in the morning. Unfortunately for them, they were poisoned. And I was able to determine that. I'm trying to find it in my notes. I wrote it down somewhere. I'm sure I wrote it down. There we go. I was able to determine they were poisoned with something called pale tincture. Gather that's relatively powerful.
Powerful is one way to put it. It's by no means like expensive poison. It's not fast acting. It'll kill you, but it kills at midnight. Like on the dot, midnight.
That's certainly suspicious.
But as poisons go, it's pretty cheap.
Interesting.
And that red wizard, was he with you all when you all left on your initial wherever you came from?
No, he joined, I'm pretty sure, roughly the same time as you. I would have been able to know about him since I kind of buddied up with him, tried to learn from him. Anything I would have noticed?
No, that's why I'm asking you. It's
I was speaking to the DM.
Oh. Nothing of note.
Well,
she continues. But God, this is kind of weird that a red wizard would meet up with the cult of the dragon. Two less than good organizations working together would be not good. So if he just joined, then at least he isn't working with them. But we don't know. There could be more red wizards working with the cult.
Well, we know what's in some of them. We know that a red wizard has been buddying up with them. Other than that, what kind of information do you have?
Nothing more than what you've already said. I joined I've only been with this group for a little bit of time. I was hoping I would get more information out of you.
There's one particular person that, should we have a closer look, I'm sure I could point out. The one that is the most probably powerful and aligned with cultish members, because he was very, very perturbed by the breaking of the wagon's tire or wheel.
Go on.
So I imagine he barked some orders at some people, told people to get away from the wagon when people rushed to help in the breaking. Might be a target for our inquiry. Would that also be the same person that Shredder in blue heard speaking?
No, it will be
Shredder yellow?
red.
Okay.
Red.
Yeah, but it would have been
the original.
That person would have been in
Shredder.
that conversation.
Yeah, but are they the person that would have said, "You know your orders, do what you have to" the other people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm fairly sure that is the person that issued the imbibing. I don't know how quite you use the poison, but the use of the poison on the unfortunate dead. So should we identify who that is? They might need further inquiry.
Yes, please do, and I'll be sure to look into it personally. She's asking for one of y'all to point out who that person is.
Okay.
The person over there. No.
But it just, if you remember who it was, then Jixie, you would be the one specifically who would know who that was.
Yes, but in real person Jane does not remember
Clover
anything.
doesn't know? Alright.
I mean,
Clover,
no, if they had a name, I'd know.
Have Clover roll me a history check.
Okay, let's see. History.
Yes.
Ursa history.
I feel like Valdan would know at least a little bit because he ran up to try and help people.
True.
Pick up.
So yeah, Clover, you're able to point out who it would have been based off the information you got from your rat.
My rat, yes.
Indeed.
Yes,
so
again,
she,
that person over there.
Gleam
the
Silver,
one with the robe.
Gleam Silver gets the description down pretty easily. Memorizes it, and so she knows that she'll look into it on her own. Another night. She then continues.
But, like, you remind me of Peaches.
Sorry, very dry throat right now.
Drink some agua.
I'm out. My water's empty.
Go get more agua.
No, we don't have much time left. She continues on. She appreciates the information. And let's see. And she she shows appreciation, and then wishes you all a good night. And with luck, there will be no more illicit attempts on your breakfasts.
With luck, yes.
Just let me know who it was. I sent my shredders after him. Shredder army shall rise. I shall acquire more rats.
Though I suppose, given how, I wouldn't say obvious, but the fact that we aren't dead from those sliver of bones, that perhaps we might have incurred a little bit of reprisal from your intervention, but we'll see.
I like you, have a muffin. I like you, have a cupcake.
Well, I noticed that you have the capability of making your own food, so I'll just ensure that these ones get their own food as well, and we shouldn't have anything to worry about.
Will you like some apple juice?
I appreciate the offer, but I have to say
no. Apple juice.
Well, now you've hurt her feelings. Anybody that wants non-tainted food, you're welcome.
I will take some apple juice tomorrow.
Okay, yes.
Now, perfect time to strike. Poison the apple juice.
But with that, she clears the dirt and leaves on her way.
So, Valdan.
Yes.
Are your suspicions still suspicious, or is your mind settled a little bit?
Well, for the time being, I will keep my thoughts as my own. I hope that is okay with you.
I mean, in all honesty, she could have been telling us what we wanted to hear.
Well, what she did tell us was nothing more than affirmation of what we already knew, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It feels like we just been
giving free information.
There was a... No, not exactly. I feel like she already knew it. I feel like she was just gauging what we know.
I agree. Though, I suppose it's not a bad thing to maybe have faith in people, but I suspect our best course of action is to remain vigilant in case of any sort of attack from the concerned caravan arrives at our doorstep, and if it doesn't, we wait until she enacts her plans and learns something new. If she comes to us with some learnings or makes some action against them, then our trust is more readily placed in her, I think. For now, we can rest on our laurels, so to speak.
Alrighty. Let's see here. And with that, we go into the remaining days. Nothing else of note happens. Y'all keep your meals clean, and you end up making it to Waterdeep at the end of the week. The rat has gone much deeper into the forest than y'all currently have past the river. However, y'all currently do not have a map of the upcoming area, so you don't know where. You can't gauge a rough location of the unmanned aerial rat. It's not aerial, but you know what I mean. But with that, we will continue this next week, where y'all get
Is Valdan already like on his way out?
Not where we're at. We're basically have just reached Waterdeep, so you would be leaving at like the start of the next session.
Okay.
And everyone will be getting their money and all that. Valdan or Tinte, I'll add your money in.
No idea what happened
later.
And everybody levels up.
I don't know actually. Let me look.
What happened in the past 3 minutes?
Y'all got to Waterdeep.
Make a Constitution saving throw against poison. DC 20.
Crazy.
And yeah, everyone levels up.
Nice.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But I will be calling it because I have to go eat dinner and then get to sleep really soon. So
well, I'm gonna do the level up thing we already talked about. Move a class into the fighter.
Yeah. But yeah, I have to be awake in 11 hours.
Yeah, then go the fuck to sleep. I have to be awake in 5 hours and
that's
54
disgusting.
minutes.